So far I didn't use my meter saw too much, because I always needed to move it from here to there, releasing some space in my workbench to use it. I bought a cheap, but quite resistant, slatted shelving. I arranged each shelf to have enough place between two of them to put there my meter saw. I don't install one shelf, because I will use that shelf to make a cantilever shelf. I measure the width I will need to put my meter saw, and I mark. I cut the shelf to the width I need. That piece of shelf that I have clamped to the table will be my cantilever shelf. That is the leftover I have after I cut my cantilever shelf. To support the cantilever shelf, I will use those two slats. I cut them 1 cm shorter than the width of the shelf plus the cantilever shelf. I cover the back with MDF sheet. Before that, I use some piece of wood to close the gap in front and in the back of both the top and the bottom shelf. It looks like the slats are not attached as hard as they should be, so it is better to clamp them before I nail the piece of wood. Now I can nail the MDF sheet in the back. The easiest is to use an electric stapler or a nail gun, but this one is continually blocking, and I am sick and tired of unblocking it at every turn. So I will finish this using some double point tacks. I turn the shelving and I nail the piece of wood in the front. Now I can attach the slats that will support the cantilever shelf. But before that I may need to slash the pieces of wood that I nailed in the front and in the back, so that I can put the slats right against the shelf. I drill pilot holes, and then I screw the slats, one to each side of the shelf. I nail the MDF sheets to the sides. I need to measure and cut some holes in the top and in the bottom sheets, so that they fit right with the shelving legs. I measure and I cut the first hole in the top sheet. And then I use that left over to draw the other 3 holes I need to cut in that sheet. And then I use that sheet to draw the position for the holes in the bottom sheet. I screw the cantilever shelf in place. Notice that I turn the shelf 180 degrees with respect to how I measured it. I put the bottom and the top sheets in place and I nail them. Now I can put the shelving against the wall. I check if it is level and I screw it to the wall. Mine is a wooden wall, so I can easily screw it. If your wall is made of bricks or concrete, you will need to drill it, and then you will need to use some nylon wall plugs to screw the shelving. I make sure it is steady, and now I can put there my meter saw. I measure to center it and I pass the power cord below the base. I screw it to the shelf. And I make sure it is well fixed. With this easy to make meter saw station, I have a permanent place to use this saw, and the box will keep inside most of the sawdust that the saw generates. Now I just need some zero clearance insert and some kind of counter to help supporting the wood and to get cleaner cuts with my chop saw. I will try to install some vacuum cleaner hose too. Thanks for watching. You can find more woodworking and DIY videos in my channel, and there you will find the link to my woodworking channel in Spanish, with more than 100 videos.